Hello, I'm Dr. Narendra Gupta and welcome you all to my YouTube channel Homeopathy Enlightened. So my English is not very good. Even then I am trying my best to give you the homeopathic whatever knowledge I have gained after a long experience. Do not pay any heed to my grammatical mistakes during the lecture. Try to absorb the message which I want to convey to you. Whatever grammatical mistakes I commit during the lecture, even then, if you want to learn something, you have a tendency to learn something, you can get a lot of information about this medicine with this lecture. Because my intention is to share genuinely all the knowledge which I have. Today I am presenting you with a new medicine. Why do I call it new? Because this medicine is not very frequently used in our clinical practice. So this is used but rarely used. So this medicine name is Illumina. So I am giving its description, whatever knowledge I have gathered after curing so many patients with this Illumina. So I have written down all the things on the paper and I am going to read it to you. And in between I am giving my own commentary which is not written on the paper. So Illumina is a person who before falling sick feels himself to be a very great personality. The rubric given in the repertory is delusion, great person, he is A. So this is a rubric. So whatever explanation I give on the basis of the description given in various Materia Medicas and also in various repertories. So I make a combined study of all the literature available on that particular medicine. I ponder over these things, whatever written in the book, with a critical attitude and always try to go into their subtle meaning, the depth of the description of the remedies, and try to link everything with the spirituality, because spirituality is the source of everything. So I am being a spiritual person can easily understand the subtle meaning of the descriptions given by various authors, though they themselves have not given their subtle meaning, but I, with my own understanding, come to know what they people want to say, even though they are not aware that they are conveying this message. But I am going deep into the essence of the descriptions given by various authors, and that essence is very subtle, at a very subtle level. So my understanding of medicine goes to a very subtle level. That's why once I understand the remedy, I prescribe remedies on very little information. Illumina himself feels himself as a great personality. This feeling of Illumina is corroborated by many rubrics present in our Materia Medica. Some of them are given here. I am reading them out for you. Ardent, audacious, barking like a dog, contemptuous, defiant, delusion, enlarged body is parts of body, especially the neck. Delusion, large part of body seems too large. Obstinate, headstrong, resist wishes of others. Expensive, too demonstrative, growling like a dog, grumbling, haughty, jesting, trifles with everything, meddlesome, importunate, recognizing, not recognized, does relatives hitch, striking, desire to strike, violent, and vivacious. So these are few rubrics. If we study them deeply, we will find that Alumina patient is feeling himself as a great personality, though he is not. So that conflict will definitely going to make him the sick person. So this is how we are to study the different medicines. Not blindly that whatever is written in the Materia Medica is correct. No, we have to be very, very critical. Only then we can know the truth. We are not to follow anyone, even the Hanuman blindly. Now I am going to give you explanation of some of the rubrics. The most important rubric I took was delusion, great person is A. So who is a great person? In India, Hindi is our mother tongue. So Hindi we can understand, but we cannot understand English properly, though we can understand a little bit of it, but not to up to that extent as a European people can understand. So they are using English during their day-to-day conversation in every field. But even then, if we ask them to write an essay on a particular word, they will not be able to write it, though they feel that this is a very common word and we know everything about this word. But when patient comes, so we never come to know that this person is talking about that particular rubric. So beforehand, we should understand the subtle meaning of each rubric, then try to link all the rubrics of the same remedy with one and other. That will give you a subtle picture of the remedy, and that will be confined to very few sentences, and that it will become easy to grasp it, not to just learn it in your brain, but it should become a part of your being. So what is the test that medicine has become a part of your being? If you can just recognize the remedy by as soon as patient enters to the clinic, or as soon as patient calls you on phone, or have any kind of communication, even on that smallest communication, you should be able to recognize the remedy. Then you can say that you have gone deep into the subtle meaning of the rubrics and have linked all the rubrics together to make a picture of that particular remedy. So we have to understand, we should understand subtle meaning of each and every word given in our repertory. So it is here is great person. So any person having unusual high abilities, qualities, strength, popularity, etc. is called a great person. So he has certain qualities which other person are not having. So that's why he thinks that he is greater than other. Just like there are several cricketers. So we say Mr. A is a great cricketer, means so Mr. A has those qualities which other cricketers don't have. So that's why we call him a great cricketer. So he feels himself above and much more capable than others. So this is what is this? Rubric is given, delusion enlarged, body is, parts of body are enlarged, and delusion large, parts of body seem too large. These two rubric corroborate my statement. So whatever I understand about the remedy, I understand from the rubrics given in our Materia Medica in our repertory. So having parts enlarged is not a physical sensation, but it is at a very subtle level. It does not mean that he feels that his part or the legs or the arms are so large that they reached up to the knees or up to the feet. It is not like that. So arms, each and every part apparently is the same as other people are having. It's a normal figure. Even then he feels that the parts are enlarged. Enlarged means, what is enlarged? Enlarged means the one which was smaller earlier, now it has grown in size. Just like we enlarge a photograph. When we take a photograph from camera, it is of a smaller size. And then to put it on the wall, we have to make a bigger one. So we say that it has to be enlarged to make it bigger. So enlarged means the one which was not large earlier now has become large. So parts are enlarged. So it means now he has gained some power by which the capacity of that particular organ has gone beyond the capacity of a normal person. Now, so there might be several repetitions during my lecture. Don't mind it, because these are everything essential. Whatever I speak, everything essential. You have to view my videos with a tendency or with a deep inclination to learn from it, not to criticize me. Then you will not get anything and I will not lose anything. Note, generally, while understanding a rubric in the repertory, we take its gross meaning and then convert it into its metaphorical senses. I am explaining you the process I adopt. This is because we consider a human being at very gross level only, whereas a human being is a harmonious orchestra of 350 millions of different kind of energies working in harmony with each other. Only Indians can understand this, because in Indian scriptures, religious scriptures, we consider it is given that a human body has got 35 million god and goddesses residing in each and every individual. So these god and goddesses, so-called, are the different energies. They have certain qualities. So all of them, when work together in harmony, keep the particular human a healthy person. So this is the real thing. So any disturbance in the functioning, any disharmony in their functioning will make the person sick. So this is the real cause of our sicknesses. Why these energies get disharmonized or their function get disturbed is not the scope of this article. It is two absolutely separate platform. So I'm not going to explain all this during this lecture. But I have given you a hint. You should become curious enough to how it is possible, or what is the reason, or what is the explanation behind this. That can be given in a separate way. People want to know more about it. So all these sensations, capabilities, capacities and reactions of human being are the outcome of the function of these energies, 35 millions. So to understand a rubric, we should consider every word of the rubric at its subtlest level, that is, as if it is an echo, indicating is a kind of energy. For example, urine, cough, respiration, sweat, perspiration, sleep, awakening, etc., etc., etc. Such are given in our repertory. These words are being used in our repertory. So these words should not only be understood at the gross material level, but these words should also be understood as the sense conveyed by them at their subtlest level. This is the important to understand the subtlest meaning of these words. So if we consider a human being as a living, harmonious conglomeration of different energies controlled by super spiritual energy, then it becomes very easy to understand different rubrics at their subtle level. So this understanding is essential as we use highly potentized medicines, and these medicines are nothing but energies at a very subtle level. Both become similar to each other only at a very subtle level, meaning the disharmony at the energy level in a human being, which so called as a patient, should be matched with the energy in the medicine. Only then that medicine will cure it, otherwise not. Because both can make the simillimum at energy level, not at a gross level. So prescriptions given on gross pathologies normally do not act very long in a patient. They have to repeat. Medicine have to repeat several times. So this itself indicates that simillimum is not there. So we are just managing. Just like allopath manage, Ayurvedic people manage, Unani people manage. So we are also making with these potentide medicines in the same way. So this is not the homeopathy. So we are just befooling ourselves in the name of homeopathy. So the sense conveyed by these rubrics, these two rubrics which I have described above or which I mentioned above. So rubric is that all the capacities for which these organs are used, just like arm is used for some person, nose is used for some function, eyes are used for some function. So we are talking about those capacities of those functionings of the organs. So for which these organs are used are much above than what an average human being possesses. So this is the feeling of Illumina patient. As we sometimes use the proverb, the large hand of the law. Hands are part of the body that are used to catch hold of something. The proverb carries the sense that law enforcing agencies have greater powers, so no criminal can escape from them. So capacity to hold or catch the criminal is the hand of the law. So it is too large. It means an ordinary person has not capacity to catch each and every criminal, but law enforcing agencies have. So that's why we call them the law enforcing agencies have a very long hands. So we have to understand the meaning of rubrics in this subtle way. So I'm again repeating the same thing. The proverb carries the sense that the law enforcing agencies have great powers, so no criminal can escape from them. He will ultimately one day be caught by those agencies, indicating the long hands of the law. Though the law is not a human being and does not have hands in literal sense of the word, but it is just a rule, regulation, a force. So similarly, we can apply the same sense to these rubrics of Illumina. Means this is a universal rule and can be applied to all the rubrics of all the remedies. This is the way how we study remedies. When we see that all the body parts of an Illumina patient are enlarged, meaning if his hands are enlarged, this means that he has more power, means he can work better than others. If his eyes are enlarged, means his eyes are bigger than normal, meaning it means he can see those qualities, negative or positive, in a person even though that person wants to hide them. So it means he is able to see those qualities which usually a normal person cannot observe. So this is nothing can escape his vision. So he has got so much power in his eyes. So it means his eyes are of greater strength than a normal human being has. So if he has long nose, it means he can smell all the conspiracies going on around him, though a normal person cannot. So if he has a long ear, it means he can hear even those talks, those voices which other people do not want to him to follow or to know. So possession of all enlarged body parts makes him a person of a very high capacity than any other normal human being. So as he considered himself to be a great person, his behavior towards other human beings is governed by this feeling. So he does not behave appropriately with them, with all other human beings. So he treats them with contempt, because he feels what harm this minor disease can do to me. So there is no need to bother about such a simple disease. Means the disease is not powerful enough that it can overcome an alumina patient. So he does not give any importance to anyone whom he considers less powerful and just blows off even the most serious matters. Means matters that need his immediate and deep attention, even though he does not put any attention to those matters. Rubric trifles with everything. This is the rubric indicating this feeling. This rubric means he considers even the most important matter as not of much importance and so does not pay any heed to it. This he does only by thinking himself to be a great person. So what harm can these matters bring him? He can at any time handle these ease. So he is much above all the powers and these matters involved. Another rubric is barking like a dog. Barking like a dog does not mean he will say bow, 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 bow. So no patient will come to you in having this kind of gesture. So it has got a subtle meaning. So he barks over everyone like a dog. This is a literal meaning. So this means that he does not give much importance to anyone. So rather he feels it is his right to say all kind of wrong or insulting words to everyone. So he can scold them, scorn them, or even treat them contemptuously. That's why he will keep on shouting at others so other people feel that he is just like a barking a dog. So there is no need to worry about his sayings. So people consider him as a dog, but they cannot say anything to him because he will again shout more on them. So this behavior is equivalent to a dog barking like a dog. So no people will give any heed to his barking. Another word is growling like a dog. So growl means it is a low threatening sound or an angry complaint. Example, he growled out his answer. So an alumina patient takes them for granting. Scolding, threatening and showing his tempers on others, thinking himself superior than others. There is another rubric is defiant. So he is defiant means he does not believe in obeying the authorities or the forces he is supposed to obey or to behave according to their wishes. So he does everything as he wishes. Example, a servant openly disobeys his master. Means not accepting the domination of his master, though he is supposed to. Similarly, in metaphorical or at subtlest level, a defiant person does not yield to the overpowering disease or circumstances or people, etc. He wants to throw them away and wants to live according to his own will and wish. Example, oh, I will not live like this. This disease can't take me over. At any cost or by any means, I will get this disease cured or this problem resolved. Defiant means he is not accepting the existence of disease. He says just this is the work of my left hand to remove this disease from my body. This disease is not enough powerful to overpower me. So this is defiant. So the motto of this rubric is defiant. The word defiant is no one can overpower me. This is the feeling of alumina. I will live as I wish. This defiant nature is an indicative of him thinking himself to be a great or a powerful person. One does not want to be dominated. Another one is grumbling. Grumbling is to complain in a bad-tempered way, meaning to keep saying that you do like this. Example, the students were always grumbling about the standard of food served to them in their hostel. So a grumbling person always keeps on muttering something but does not complain it to the authorities. Why? Because he does not have that much courage to face the authorities. but at the same time he does not accept the situation as it is. So this is a sign of considering oneself to be someone great but not all powerful. He is great, not all powerful. So Illumina never considered him as all powerful, but he considered himself better than others, meaning he feels that he has certain shortcoming also. There are so many things which are higher than him also, and he cannot overcome everyone. So we can say that an Illumina person does not accept the domination, but at the same time also lacks courage to fight the domination. So this is the stage that he develops when he faces some kind of domination that he finds difficult to overcome or overthrow it. So this is the beginning of his breakdown, means beginning of the Illumina patient, or the stage where he starts becoming a sick person. Haughty. Haughty is arrogant, full of ego, proud, and thinking himself to be better than others. Even when he realizes that he is wrong at this particular point, he will not accept it, but will try to prove his point of view right by all kind of wrong methods. This kind of behavior again shows that he considers himself better than others, so does not want to succumb to any dominating force. Another rubric is expensive, too demonstrative. Expensive word we are going to study. So this word is used about a person or a behavior when he possesses a behavior of talking a lot in an interesting way or in a friendly way. And demonstrative, a person showing specially loving feeling in front of others, whatever feeling of love he has got, so he exhibit them. He show them with certain kind of gestures. So this is called demonstrative. Two means more than whatever is needed. So more than enough or more than what is required at that particular time or situation is called as two. So Illumina is a person who exhibits his loving feelings or his entire attitude in front of others without any hesitation. Only then he can demonstrate something. So this needs a very courageous attitude. So this can only happen if he is not afraid of others. So meddlesome. A person who takes too much interest in other people's in private affairs without having any authority or need to do so. So a person who is, we consider himself to a greater one than the others, only then he can poke his nose into their matters. Otherwise, why does it need? Importunate. Importunate is troublesome or annoying. He is an importunate beggar. He is an importunate creditor or visitor, etc. These two words, meddlesome and importunate, show that he pokes his nose or pushes his leg into everyone's affair, whether he has any right to do so or not. So this again shows his feeling of considering himself above others. So other rubric like striking, desire to strike, violent, etc. also indicate that he considers himself much more powerful than others. And there is another rubric, vivacious. Vivacious is a person which is full of life. So life always indicated by certain movements. So he enjoys everything because he is courageous and is ready to face any kind of adversity. So all these feelings like powerful, vivacious, and considering himself great remain in him till he comes across face to face with a much more powerful force. Meaning, what is a powerful force? In the form of disease that does not yield to any kind of treatment. It means the disease has become much more powerful than the person himself. Or a very dominating husband, very dominating father, boyfriend, fiancé, a boss, or any other situation that he cannot overcome even by applying all his might. So this is the time that alumina start breaking down, start converting an alumina patient into a sick person. So this force start dominating him, and he start putting all his energy to overcome that force which is dominating, try to dominate him. So during this tussle, he gradually breaks down, and all other rubrics are just the manifestation of his journey from a dominator, a free person, to a highly dominated person. And the reaction he develops during this journey is represented by all other rubrics of alumina. Now I am reading some of few of them. The cause of his ailment means cause of alumina person's ailment is ailments from anger, vexation with anxiety, ailments from anger with silent grief, ailments from abused after being abused, ailments from bad news, ailment from disappointments, ailment from humiliation, ailment from mortification, ailment from rejection, ailment from scorn being, and ailment from sexual excesses. All these things are the one who shows that alumina, the person is not able to overcome them. That's why he has become sick person. If we go into detailed probing of the causes of these ailments, we again come across the same basic feeling as described above. That is, he is a great person and no one can dominate him. But now he is facing a situation where after applying all his might, he is not able to overcome that situation. So he starts breaking down. So none of the cause of his ailment is a prescribing symptom, but they give a hint to the alumina's basic personality. So we cannot prescribe remedies on these symptoms. So they are there just to understand the personality of alumina patient. A person who develops ailment of anger is not a person who feels himself is a very powerful person. A powerful person never becomes anxious and grief-ridden because he is very confident of facing any kind of consequences even after getting angry with somebody even more powerful. A person who thinks himself very low does not show his temper. Example, a servant who thoroughly considers himself a servant does not develop any kind of anger or resentment towards his master. If he is a servant who is at a low dominated position, then under certain kind of adverse conditions, he does not accept his servanthood and bears a grudge against his master because he himself considered a very big person, but now he has to act like a beggar or like act a servant. So he always grumbles but will keep a check on his temper. But there is always a limit to keep one's anger under one's control. So sometimes he may involuntarily show his temper, and after this he becomes anxious as to what would be the consequences of his anger. He may lose his job, or he may have to face some kind of loss, or if consequences turn out to be very bad, then he may suffer from silent grief. Similarly, the next cause of development of his ailment is being abused.